Welcome back to Market in Darkness.
What up, y'all?
So this is secret number 13, the 3 secrets. So dude, I'm telling you, if you've been following, there's a lot of things that recur over and over. And honestly, we kind of want to take you from just hearing what we're saying and just having it be technobabble to the point of you actually understanding. So if you hear things a couple times that you've heard before, there's a method to the madness. So if you follow along, trust me, you will get to a good destination.
That's real. And that's all we were doing with the books. Like, we're just following along. It's not like we're doing anything special. We're just following a successful structure, and it's working.
Your own little personal book club.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So
right here on YouTube.
Dude, I'm saying, So, secret number 13, it talks a lot about the 3 secrets: the external beliefs, the internal beliefs, and the vehicle. Mm-hmm. Not specifically in that order, but just those 3 secrets together. Mm-hmm. So, if the big domino doesn't fall, you'll need to break other false beliefs your audience has. Mm. Very important. So, your prospects will have false beliefs about the vehicle, their own ability to use it, and the external influences that will stop them from having success. Dude, you can tell people that having this new car is great. Mm-hmm. You can tell people it gets good mileage. You can tell them all this stuff, but until they actually find a reason to invest, they're not gonna.
Right. You always gotta remember, it sounds like a radio station, but WIIFM. What's in it for me? That's what everybody's thinking. That's what you're thinking right now watching this video. Mm-hmm. That's what everybody comes back to at the end of the day. What's in it for me? And if there's something in it for them, then they're going to move forward. If they don't see what's in it for them, they're probably going to step back.
Dude, that sounded like a radio station for real. Where did you get that from? Where did
that actually comes from a friend, Tyler, over at Slam Agency.
Dude.
Yeah, Tyler Kelly. He I don't know if he came up with that, but I saw him mention that in a video one time, and I was like, oh, that's dope.
Dude.
IIFM. Yeah.
I kind of had a skit idea I need to write down based on that. But yeah, anyway, so
save that for the writer's table.
Exactly right. So more to come on that.
Hey.
So there's a few examples in the book, and one of the examples shows the 3 core false beliefs that a prospect might have when being introduced to network marketing, and how a new epiphany bridge can be created to break their false beliefs. Book shows you some examples of that, but essentially it just gives you really, really useful tips on how to frame yours for your business.
Yeah, and in my book it even talks about basically what you just said is put each false belief. List them out. Honestly, mm-hmm. you can think of some of the false beliefs that you had, obviously, to begin with. But even branching out from those false beliefs that you had, you can kind of think of what people might believe mm-hmm. about your product. So list those out. Put each false beliefs into the correct category, and find an epiphany story to break each one of them down. And then rewrite the core false beliefs into your secrets ads, and then you use breaking those false beliefs in your ad so that you've already broken at least one of those 3 secrets before the person even gets to your webinar or your product on your website.
That's totally fair, because once it's laid out, dude, it's so easy to follow. So in your perfect webinar, though, you'll teach the framework strategy, not the tactics. So you'll teach the how or the what and not the how, because the how is what you need to begin. That's why you're doing this whole thing. The product is the how. Yeah. Okay? You're not going to give your soaps away for free. Especially if you already put in the work to make them. Mm-hmm. You're not going to give your info products away for free either.
You shouldn't.
If they're compiled together. Having a conversation with somebody about this, one thing, but the actual nitty-gritty of what the playbooks are, different thing. You work too hard on that. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, there's a phrase in marketing that's called useful but incomplete. And basically what that means is you can get something from us explaining what this book is, but it doesn't give you everything that's in the book. And exactly. So if you just went off the information that we're giving you, you might have some gaps in your knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
And you might have a struggle getting to where you want to be as far as like building a perfect webinar or things like that. But if you get the book, then you get the full knowledge, and you have to pay for that. It's not much because of our deal and my affiliate program, but like if you were to buy it retail, this would be $27. And so, you know, ultimately, you either invest that money in yourself or you don't. But
you can lead a horse to water.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the point. Like, the point we're making about what we're doing right now is also something that you can take and implement. You just need the full package. So, and the rest of the secret number 13 explains more on the slides, but then when you share your framework for your vehicle, it's the same framework you discuss in your Epiphany Bridge origin story, where you explain how you discovered a proprietary framework to succeed with your new opportunity. We've driven this point earlier, but dude, you really have to get the person watching to take the journey that you took. But then it's essentially the person that's watching right now, their journey is the same as yours. But the only difference is that they haven't made it to the part that you've made it to where you can replicate these info products so they can be helped more. That's where you're trying to get them. That is the missing link that you're trying to associate with them. That it's part of one of their false beliefs. They're like, oh, you're doing it. Well, one of my false beliefs is, how does this work for me if it hasn't already? That's usually a common false belief that people have.
Say that again.
How is this going to work for me if it's already worked for you? I mean, it wasn't like that, but you recorded already.
He said, how is this going to work for me if it hasn't already?
Oh, that's what I said.
And I feel like, man, the shirt's about that. Like, I feel like, especially Americans, want things done for them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of products out there that are a do-for-you service. I don't like those. Sure. I don't want somebody doing all my maybe some of the back-end stuff.
Sure.
But I want to do a lot of the work because I want to see how the things work together. And if I don't know how the machine's working, and then I maybe change a part, it may break the whole machine. But if I understand how the whole machine works, I know exactly how the parts move and in and out and things like that. So there are a lot of done-for-you services out there.
Dude, one that people use every day.
What's that?
Cars. Vehicles themselves.
Yep.
So if you don't know how that works and it starts breaking, you're going to need an expert.
Cell phones.
You're going to need... First off, you're going to use your technology to figure out how to find the expert, you know?
Right.
And if you aren't the expert and you're looking to be the expert, you're going to use your technology to figure it out. So either way, if you don't know how the machine works, more than likely you're going to need somebody to help you.
And that's all this book is about, is becoming that person that can help people.
Yeah.
It's about learning the things that other people need, but may not search it out because they want it done for them in essence. And like this whole microwave generation piece of like, I want it done for me and I want it in 30 seconds and I really want it 30 seconds ago is the underlying piece is like, how is it going to work for me if it hasn't already? Well, it's because you haven't really tried. Yeah. You haven't really put in the effort yet.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't understand what amount of effort it takes to be successful.
Yeah.
Because in the movies and TV, it seems so simple. You just see the person as they have become. You don't see the person before their epiphany.
Dude, if you want to get meta while you're watching that movie, you don't see what it takes for them to frame that movie into the perfect vision that you receive at the end, where you see a really quick journey. Like in Rocky, the montage was extremely short. Right. But in real time, he took a long time to get that good.
Months of practice every day.
Every day. Diligent practice. That is very important to state. Thank you for bringing that up. What you see on the surface here, this is an abridged version of what you can really get out of this whole experience. So really take advantage of that. And also, when you're in the position to give this to somebody else, have them be able to take advantage of that. All right, so secret number 13 is really sick, man. It goes into a couple other details about some slides, but you'll introduce the vehicle's framework, name, share the Epiphany Bridge story that you've earned or learned, teach the strategy, which is the what, and share social proof and examples. This was something they mentioned before. Seriously, testimonials are really important. Take notes on the folks you've helped already. If you are not in a position where you've already laid it out perfectly in this perfect webinar, but you do have people that know that you're diligent about what you do. The early adopters, right? The folks that you told first before you tried this opportunity out. Take some of their testimonials. If you've made some soaps before, you made some body butters, and you haven't sold them yet and you gave them to a couple of your siblings, have them let you know what they thought.
Yep.
Have them write it down. I mean, not even these days, voice to text. Have them turn on your phone
Make it as
and
easy as
have a
possible.
conversation. Exactly. Make it very easy, man.
Yeah, I really feel that. And even if you don't have time to ask them or they don't have time to think about the conversations that you had about that product with them. Like for my specific funnel for .com secrets, I didn't ask Damon to make a quote. I did ask Jelani, so it really varies. But I didn't ask Damon to make a quote. He doesn't have time to sit down and make a quote about .com secrets. But basically, what I did was prove it. I sold a bunch of records, and then we ended up selling out. And he said, "This really works," and that's all. He literally texted that to me in the conversation about selling the records. So I just take that and put it on the website.
Exactly.
Now it's a quote. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be hard, but you do have to have that social proof and share results from people that got the same results as you. And then that starts to increase the belief, the true belief that, yes, you can do it too. You just got to put in some effort. You got to put in the same amount of effort or more that these people did.
Yeah, and the only reason I don't do it is because I don't feel like hearing other people's opinions all the time. But I was about to say a good point is if you're shopping for something online, a lot of the times if it's something you're going to invest a lot of money in, you look at the reviews before you get it. Plain and simple. If the reviews are positive, you're going to get it. If the reviews are negative, you're probably not going to get it. But the important thing is that those negative reviews aren't bad because it can avoid you from making a bad investment. So that's how important testimonials, proofs, and examples are.
Man.
Just wanted to drive that a little bit more. So the next couple figures in section 13 talk about slides specifically.
Okay.
It talks about just detailed stuff about the slides, man. After you finished... Okay, so this is the last part I'll say before I move on to secret number 14. So after you've finished secret number 1, you'll follow a similar flow for secret number 2. And after you finish secret number 2, you'll follow a similar flow for 3. Just make it as easy as possible to walk folks through this webinar. Like, don't overthink it. Most of the framework's already built out, and as Darian just said, dude, all you gotta do is implement it, and you will get the result. Don't miss anything.
Yep, just follow the path.
Follow the
path
pattern.
that they've already set out for you. And in my perfect webinar series, it talks about within the 3 secrets. It says this is exactly what you should say. So it says step 9, transition to the 3 secrets. You say this is what we'll cover in the next 45 minutes. You give the vehicle secret. You give the internal struggle secret. And then you give the external struggle secret, transition to the 3 secrets. So like step 10, it says state the secret. Step 11, share our epiphany bridge for the vehicle. Then again, you go into state the secret, internal struggle, and then share your epiphany bridge for how you broke the internal struggle. Then you state the secret again, and then you share your epiphany bridge for how you broke the external struggle.
I mean, and even when he reads it out, it's like, that's it's wordy, but it's a simple process. It's only wordy because he's literally naming exactly what the steps are. So with that in mind, the next secret's good because it also has more of a flow of like, do this, right? So it's called the stack and closes. So this is how you really drive it home with whoever's watching your perfect webinar. We're going to get into secret number 14 after a short break.
Be right back.